Hi, this is Norma Murakami. I'm from Southern California. It was over 40 years ago. I found myself pregnant and did not know what to do. I was pregnant, so I made an appointment to have an abortion. I found myself in a really difficult place. I was young and desperate for love, so I fell for that person who was going to give me the attention I so craved. I was told there is something to be done about this pregnancy if you end up pregnant. And of course, it was all over magazines, newspapers. Abortion had just become legal 5 years before that. So when I found myself in that situation, I thought I could get an abortion. I mean, that's what my friends were suggesting and different people. I mean, you just heard it all around you, it just didn't go away. So when I found out that abortion was legal, I thought, oh, it must be okay. It must be okay to get an abortion if it's legal. So I made this appointment and I went into this office. I don't know if it was a doctor's office, but I thought it was. And on the wall, it said these are different forms of um, birth control. The pill, IUD, abortion was on that list. So I picked that one because they made it sound so harmless and so easy. And one of the things that I asked the doctor was, is this even legal? Like, how could this be legal? And she said, yes, it's legal. So in my soul, I thought, well, if it's legal, then I'm going to pick abortion. I don't think they called it abortion at the time. It was like terminating a pregnancy. So in my mind, I thought, well, it's just a clump of cells anyway. So I'm terminating a pregnancy. I'm just terminating a clump of cells. So in my mind, that justified me going through with it. And so when I came back for the appointment, I thought I was going to be greeted by a warm medical staff, like many of my other doctor appointments were, growing up as a child. I thought they were gonna be nice, warm, sweet, but instead I was met with cold eyes, a cold presence in that whole room. There were several girls sitting around me, and we all had the same look. Like no one wanted to be there, but we were going to be there. We had to be there. Right before the abortion procedure, I kept thinking, God, what am I doing? That for that moment, I did think that, what am I doing? But of course, I quickly erased that out of my mind as soon as it came in. I have a baby in me. That did come to my mind. And as I lay there on this ice cold table in that room, I immediately convinced myself I must do this. I have no other choice. And besides, this is my choice, my body, is what I kept hearing. So I convinced myself to stay there. The sound of that machine and the look on the face of the staff seemed so callous and cold. As the abortionist said, relax, young lady, as if to say, you wanted this. Tears streamed down my face, but that sound of that machine kept overpowering my thoughts. It seemed like an eternity as I was on that table. Then it was finally over. As I lay there, I felt like my soul was ripped out of me. I felt so numb, but still thought I needed to do this. So now it's done, it's over with. They took us into a recovery room where we had crackers and juice, and everybody looked like zombies in there. After that day, I never thought of what I did again. I stepped it so deep down inside of my heart, and I never told a soul for over the shame and just guilt and embarrassment and maybe thoughts of rejection as well. But Over 25 years later, I started begin to experience depression, anger, rage, shame, suicidal thoughts, flashes of blood before my eyes, babies crying when I was sleeping at night, and feeling like a monster eventually. That feeling of being a monster justified me wanting to take my life. I didn't deserve to have kids. I didn't even deserve to have a happy life. I already had four children. And I thought, no, they don't deserve this kind of a mom that's a monster who would actually take the life of her children. I had migraine headaches, and it was just like maybe 20 days out of the month I was okay. Other than that, I had severe backaches and migraine headaches, and plenty visits to the emergency room for pain relief. I heard a girl's testimony at a pregnancy center banquet where the healing began. I found healing after desperately wanting help from these ugly thoughts, feeling like a monster, thinking of death day and night, and memories of that abortion experience, and knowing I murdered six of my children. After hearing this woman's testimony, God began to work on my heart, and I thought, surely that's not me. I'm fine. I'm doing fine. But after hearing that lady's testimony, I did start to experience even more severe symptoms. The suicidal thoughts just did not stop. I picked up a brochure of the Forgiven and Set Free Bible study, and I quickly signed up at the pregnancy center for that Bible study. And I thought, I don't know if this is going to help me. Maybe this will save my life. Maybe this will stop me from these ugly thoughts. And the awesome thing, the night that I went to the post abortion Bible study was the night that God healed me spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally in one night. I never had one suicidal thought after that. I never had any depression, sleepless nights, or not one migraine after that. And because of that, I will be silent no more.